Hello, lacrosse friends, and welcome back to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship put on by the IIJL. I am Stephen Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan. And Shanny, tonight we have Canada and Israel facing off, the defending champion Canada. Israel, a participating nation, brand new to the tournament. Should be pretty exciting.
It sure will be.
We are going to take a look at the players to watch and get you ready for this game. But so far, Canada with one win. They beat Australia, and then Australia beat Israel in a thrilling game a couple days ago, or yesterday. That was unbelievable. This is Sam Leclerc, a wonderfully talented young man who had 6 goals and 3 assists.
Yeah, he had a great game in that first game for Canada. This guy played a lot of lacrosse last summer. He played a full schedule for St. Catharines Junior B and about half the games for the Junior A team. All in all, he put in about 50 goals, 50 assists. So we know this guy can score goals, and he scored a lot for Canada in game 1.
And some gorgeous goals that he put in, one in particular. I mean, he makes it look so easy. On the other side, we see Matthew Huggett, who had a huge game for Israel.
Yeah, he's a 20-year-old from Greenville, Massachusetts, but he played box lacrosse up in Canada for Kanawaki Hunters last year, and he had a great game in game 1, even though in a losing cause against Australia, but he scored 3 goals, and he was probably the deadliest shooter for that Israel team.
Very sharp shooter is Matthew Huggett. And Shanny, as we get ready for this game, the goaltender's a big story. Lucas Nagy in for Canada. He sat out the first game. They've got 3 goalies, but Justin Getty for Israel was just named today the Rookie of the Year in the British Columbia Junior A Lacrosse League with the Nanaimo Timbermen, and he can be spectacular.
Yeah. Some great Junior A lacrosse out there, and he was tied for the lead in wins. And he's a great goalie, and he could be the big equalizer in this game because Canada is going to have a lot of sharpshooters, and they're going to give him a lot of testing.
They really are. They've got a ton of talent on this Canadian roster. Israel, as a new nation to this contest, is going to be challenged. But the big thing that we've seen from Israel as a lacrosse nation is their devotion to getting better, to developing players within the country. Most of these players today are Canadian and U.S. players with Israeli heritage, or with Jewish heritage, but they do have a couple of players, Lidor Oshtamker and Ori Bar David, who are from Israel. Ori Bar David, I like to call him the thin edge of the wedge. He's a talented player who started when some of the players from the Israeli national team went and put on a clinic at his school, and he was hooked immediately, and he has since been playing. He played for Finland, for Israel.
Very smooth out there. He was on the power play, power play, and they weren't doing him any favors. He deserved that spot, and he looks very smooth, especially for a homegrown player. And as you said, I remember back in, I think, 2014 when Israel seemed to be just getting into lacrosse, and I love the way they've totally dedicated themselves to this sport.
National anthems. We'll be right back with the game. Welcome back to Lacrosse, friends. We're just about set to go with this final game of round robin play. You can go to worldjuniorlacrosse.com to see all the standings, all the results, the statistics, and follow along as we go into crossover play. The winner, if Canada wins this game, they win Group A. If Israel wins tonight, we have a three-way tie as Australia beat Israel in the first game of the group. So it would be pretty, and Canada's beaten Australia. So it would be interesting if Israel wins this one. We go into tiebreak.
Let's be honest, though, that would be an upset of humongous proportions if Israel were able to do that.
It would.
Canada team just so deep, and as we talked about, Israel's just getting into box lacrosse in recent years.
But the growth they're making, I mean, it's interesting. You look at we see the starting goaltender there is Lucas Nagy from Canada. We saw Justin Getty surrounded by his Israeli teammates at the other end. The coaching staffs for Canada, you've got Jeff Dowling, the head coach, is here after he had to miss the opening game with their prior commitment out of the province. The assistant coaches Dylan Evans and Todd Wilfong, and Chris Fox is the GM and an assistant coach. For Israel, there's Jeff Dowling, the head coach. He also runs the Hamilton Bengals as their head coach. There's Doug Utting, the head coach for Israel. He plays on the national team, as do Kevin Harper, Chris Friedman, and Jared Jensen, the assistant coaches there. And they have all spent time. Chris Friedman is a U.S. native, but he has spent the last 5 years or so living in Ashkelon, Israel, growing the game within the country. It's amazing what is happening over there. Israel gets the opening face-off. It's grabbed there by Luke Pilcher, a late addition, a dispensation player added to this team.
And he was a guy who was just playing in a Ontario Junior A championship yesterday. They lost to his Burlington team, lost to Orangeville.
Pilcher spins off, eject the shot, stopped by Nagy. And you're going to see some special things from Luke Pilcher tonight, I believe. He was actually the top offensive player at the Alice Rabeski Memorial Tournament in Prague in the spring, playing for Gold Star Tel Aviv, which he played in the week after he played for Canada at the European Box Lacrosse Invitational.
He's just 18 years old. He played 10 games for Burlington. There's some injury problems, but in those 10 games, he had 18 goals and 23 assists.
Over and back, he gets away from Ryan Foley. Wyatt Hoax, the captain, going to the net. Good job by Foley to recover. But Hoax hits the cutting Jacob Dunbar. It just pops out of his stick. He'll track it down and he'll set up. Canada will run. They will push the pace. Here's Keelan Pilon. A pretty solid game in the opener with 2 goals and 5 assists. It's more than solid, frankly. Saved there by Getty and Liam Mackay, who was great for Israel, wearing number 42. Passes it out. Here comes Jack Schenker. He's going to leave it there. Ted Wells will pass it off, and Israel get into their offense as Ori Bar David trots out and takes that pass from Leader Estomker. Hard shot from the outside, taken by Brendan Lundy.
He's happy with his stick. He's not worried about taking the outside shots. Remember, he had so much trouble with his stick, had to be restrung in the middle of the game.
It's grabbed by Jacob Parkinson. He's on the run. He's got Quinn Ingles with him. Ingles spectacular in Canada's first game against Australia. 4 goals coming out the back door, all in transition. He was unbelievable, and I thought he played a great game as well.
He sure did.
Mitchell Sandberg hands it off to Jonathan Peshko, his first game with Canada. He sat out the other night. Did play last year for Canada as they won the World Junior Lacrosse Championship in Saskatoon.
Yeah, in Canada, that just shows the depth of Canada. They're sitting out some very good players.
Tonight, Brad Lyons, an alternate captain sitting out. He is still recovering from a bit of a lower body injury he suffered with the Peterborough Junior A Lakers, so he's not minding having a night off to just make sure he's recovered fully for the semifinal game. If Canada can win this one, there's Cooper Gettle on the run. And Sandberg will peel off to the bench. Gettle is going to stay. No, he's going to head off. Gettle and Sandberg both spent a shift back on D. Here's Peshko handing it off. Sam Leclerc, 6 goals, 3 assists. There's a nice little pass, but Peshko just wasn't ready for it. That ball's thrown away, and Lucas Nagy will go and grab it. Quick release out to Van Scheppen.
Too many men on the floor for one. I think it's Canada that got called for that. And It was just a pileup as the change. Guys were getting on before guys were getting off, so a good opportunity for Israel to score the first goal of the game.
And the ref yelled Summer to the box as he was announcing, because he originally just was giving possession. In the summer.
That's right.
That's right. In the summer.
I mentioned that in the last game. In the summer, that wouldn't be a penalty.
CLA rules, of course, that would be just a possession call. Matisse Couillard will go and serve the penalty. East Canada's in home. Far David back up to Jonathan Endicott. Pilcher at the top of the power play gets the offside shot and rips it a little bit high. Huggett tracks it down, fumbles it a bit, but comes up with it, or bobbles it. 7 to shoot for Israel. Pilcher behind the back. Huggett rips one, shoulder save Nagy. Jordan Nagy couldn't get it originally. Now he's got a man on him in Lundy. Penalty coming to Brendan Lundy, and he's not arguing.
Slash, I believe.
He's got slightly overzealous. He'll head for 2 or less, which will even things out as we make it 4-4.
Lacrosse.
4-4, yeah.
Always love it. They like 4-4. Watch this battle. It was a high stick. Now they called it a slash because they don't want to give a 5.
Exactly. I think that's a fair call, and Lundy didn't argue at all. He knew his stick got up, and basically when you shove somebody's face mask up their face, it's going to get called. Ben Tishkart has the ball, lobs it across, just a little too far for Stromkar. There's going to be a loose ball push.
And that I'm sure that's just an experienced play by Pilcher to go down with a player on his back.
And even if it was a push, I don't think Canada's going to mind Parkinson making that play, because Pilcher's very dangerous going to the net. You'll see Pilcher carries the ball out far away from his body a lot, farther than you would generally see, but he doesn't have it. He's kind of dangling it out, you would think, but he makes it work. There's a shot off the post.
Nice shot.
Lovely spinning shot, not over and back, because it was off the post. If you're used to watching CLA lacrosse and you think there's no over and back, there is, because it's international rules.
Yeah, he totally beat Nagy on that shot.
He has such a smooth shooting motion. Here's a chance for Matthew Huggett. Whips it across. That shot by Joey Tabak moves a little bit wide. Stromkar is going to get it back. He's run over by Quinn Ingles. Ingles gets the ball. He's taken off. Can Tabak catch him? No, Quinn Ingles will have a breakaway. Nice fake, but he stepped in the crease.
And it was a save, but Ingles continues to do what he did last game. He causes turnovers up high and gets himself some breakaways.
Welcome to all our viewers on Game TV. This is the final game of the round robin. We start crossovers for playoffs tomorrow. Canada, as I mentioned, is 1-0, having beaten Australia. Israel lost a thriller to Australia yesterday. 1 goal, a great comeback by the Aussies. Another participating nation just joining the tournament this year. Here's a break for Schmerman. He sees a wall of light blue jerseys coming out and just hands it off to Seth Van Scheppen, sorry. Their Sandbergers were back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. The penalties have expired. Leclerc, no look pass. Keelan Pilon, nice little fake and hesitation move. Got the shot off with the save by Getty. Lundy comes up with it. All kinds of pressure on the forecheck, but Israel breaks the press nicely. We're over 5 minutes in, almost 6 minutes. No goals as of yet. Ori Bar David would love to break that. I would like to see him get more engaged. Talked about how smooth he was yesterday. I thought that was pretty good, but I think he needs to get more physical and get right in the thick of the play. Here is Lundy. Spinning, loses the ball. Break by Garrett DePape from Winnipeg. He's got Parkinson with him, passes it to him. Parkinson can't catch it, takes it off the board, so they'll slow down, set up the offense. The other pool play is complete, Pool B, with Iroquois finishing first, Poland second, and the USA third. But what games we had in there. Iroquois beat the US in overtime yesterday. Reverse whip shot by Leclerc. Pilon gets it across to Peshko. He's going to fire behind the back, scores! Beauty to start the scoring by Jonathan Peshko.
Yeah, nice goal by Jonathan Peshko. Peshko playing his first game for Canada, as you mentioned. Played on that Canadian team last year that won it all. This guy's 6'4". He can shoot. I saw him play a lot. Played his junior A lacrosse in Pimlico last year at 50 points. 13 goals, 37 assists. He'll be attending Johns Hopkins. He's going this year or the year after that. He's still.
Jordan Aki and Harry Friedman, extended battle here. Friedman pops out with it. He is, I would say, the future of faceoffs for Israel. He is tremendous, heading off to Boston University. There's Van Scheppen. Jordan Aki obviously putting in quite a battle. There's Peshko, rips it again, saved by Getty, who just got enough of it. Sandberg had a little trouble picking that one up. Now there's a swarm around the ball. I don't know how anybody's going to pick it up out of there. Oh, that's how Van Scheppen will grab it as it pops out of the scrum. He runs out, gets Dunbar. Hard fake, rips that one, saved by Getty. Comes out towards us. Sandberg gets it back, fresh 30 for Canada. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us at the WJLC here in Mississauga. Hard shot by Sandberg will be another reset. No, it is snagged by Greg Wells. He held on to it, didn't want to force it, but now he gets to Zach Jury. Finding out before the game that Jury is a Canadian-Israeli Arab who's based in Nazareth or has heritage in Nazareth. Nice catch by Tabak, going up to grab that pass. Hands it off. Here's Pilcher coming through traffic. Looking for the pass, but he had Ingles all over him. Quinn Ingles, another strong game already. That shot goes off a Canadian foot. Up out of play, it'll be a fresh 30. Actually, Dowling doesn't think it is. Oh yeah, no, it was off an Israeli player. The other official consulting and saying, no, I saw it. It was off an Israel player. Here comes Pilon.
And let's watch to see if Canada's got a specific matchup against Pilon.
Oh! Sam Leclerc had 6 goals in the first game and just smoothly strokes that one home.
Yeah, that's a key word, smoothly. He did get a lot of firepower behind that shot, but he placed it. Peshko gets the assist, gives it over to him, and Leclerc just seems to float it in.
Little twister, changes up the angle, got Getty right, leaning one way.
And, I was talking to the American coach, Roy Colsey, today, and he said, he was specifically talking about the Iroquois team, and he says, our guys all want to shoot as hard as possible, and he goes, I noticed these guys don't necessarily shoot so hard, but they know how to, put on the little twister and changes of direction and how to float it in, and I think it's a skill really specific to box lacrosse, and you see the best shooters out here all have it.
That pass doesn't quite connect through to Pilcher, but it's going to be grabbed by Bar David in the corner eventually, or is it? He keeps bobbling it. Can't get it. Now the Canadian defenders get on it, and Parkinson comes away with it. He's going to lob it ahead to Oriel Mandeville. Hands it off to Van Scheppen. And for field lacrosse, it makes sense. And, you talk to field players and they say you just rip it as hard as you can. It's a big net.
That's such a big net, yeah.
Callan Harris gets it over to Leclerc. He's stopped by Getty. It's in his gear. He's just going to hang on to it. Now he pops it out, leaves it there for Lucas Kinzetti. Endicott with Hoax way out on him, and Hoax is going to break up the floor. He is open. Man coming off the bench. Hoax catches it. That's a great catch. Nice shot and a goal. What a play. Some nimble movement by Wyatt Hoax.
And it looked like there was good recovery by Ryan Foley, number 55 on Israel. I thought he was bumping Hoax just in time to make sure he wasn't going to be able to get a good shot. I wonder if Getty would maybe want this one back, because look at the defender, and Israel just gives him that bump. Oh, he still managed to get everything behind that shot. Yeah, that bump was, came half a second earlier, and he would have been knocked off balance, wouldn't have got as good a shot as he did.
Possession call, ball going to Israel. Wyatt Hoax, one of those guys, he's a big guy. He doesn't look like he's fast, but you watch him in comparison to the people, he doesn't get caught, he doesn't lose ground. He's deceptively fast, and he carries a load.
Oh, right, 6'4", 205 pounds.
Yeah, he hits hard, very smart player. Pilcher spins off the check from Aiden Danby. Danby, nice recovery. The pass to Bar David. He gets it, 5 to shoot. Danby will try to work through Mandeville. Mandeville will grab it off the backboard. Great recovery to spot that ball in the air, and then Mandeville, one of those guys who just covers a ton of ground really quickly. Parkinson will leave it for Sandberg. Mandeville's heading off? No, he was thinking about it. He's going to stay. Dunbar feeds it down. Crease violation by Peshko. Otherwise, that was a beauty.
Yeah, nice play.
Peshko having some words with Jack Schenker. Here you'll see it. Yep, perfect call. The left goes right on the crease.
Touching the line, yeah.
Jonathan Endicott, a little slow making that play, and it allowed Ingles to get right out on him. Here's Lundy, the captain for Israel, driving, steps back, shoots. And a penalty coming. That's going to go to Ingles. Illegal body check. And Ingles just runs to the penalty box. I love the Quinn Ingles story because he was a role player, a depth player. He's from Saskatchewan. They put him on the team last year, partly to have some hometown representation. And he played a depth role, didn't play a lot. This year, he is an absolute stud of a defender. He has really grown as a player.
He's been their best defender so far.
Oh, he's been unbelievable.
Lots of pressure in transition game he's brought as well.
We mentioned earlier 4 goals yesterday, and he may have been better on D than he was in transition. He was really solid. Here's Pilcher at the top, down to Tomcare behind the net. Then the cut pass in front to Endicott, couldn't get him. He was open, but the pass was low. Tomcare gets the shot off right in the belly pad, or the chest protector actually, of Lucas Nagy. I mean, they're the same thing, but I think of the chest protector being the top half and the belly pad the bottom half. Callan Harris slows things down. Canada with 1:23 left on the penalty. Sandberg to Harris. No pressure yet from Israel. Sandberg's going to slip to the middle. 4 seconds left to shoot. Dunbar bounces off Getty. It pops loose. Leclerc almost had it. Nice catch there by Riley DeLille to get possession for Israel. They'll go to the power play. They've still got a minute. And Pilcher takes it up top. A lot will run through Pilcher tonight.
Very slow getting their power play on the floor.
Yeah, Ori Bar David, the 5th attacker, just getting out there with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Pilcher on his offside, goes across to Lundy. Hard rip, a little bit wide. Bar David gets it back. Pilcher will shoot. Oh, that's almost blocked, almost caught by Oriel Mandeville. And you hear Jeff Dowling on the Canada bench yelling, "That's late," as the shot was probably started as the buzzer was going.
Not as late as some of the ones we've seen earlier.
No, but we've seen some of those called too.
Yes.
For delay of game, Keelan Pilon over to Van Scheppen. 15 left in the Canadian penalty. Almost, there's 1 second less on the penalty on the shot clock, so they'll be able to kill the rest. Ingles getting in touch with the bench. They tell him, go join the offense. Put some pressure on. Oh, he won't have to. He'll join after the faceoff as Keelan Pilon just rips one 5-hole.
It's a great start for Canada. A few minutes before winning goals, but now 4 fairly quick goals, and they just move the ball around, still short-handed, and just a hard outside shot with a screen, and somehow squeaks in.
We've talked about it through the week of the tournament, that's another one that Justin Getty still adjusting to the smaller stick. You have to use an international play in the summer. He would have the big wooden stick that covers the whole 5-hole, and that would have been caught up by that stick there probably.
I agree.
Another head of a stick coming up. That's the 3rd one in the last 2 days, or just today, isn't it?
Today. That's today,
Well, there was one yesterday, Colt Ganesh from Australia. The head of a stick, he's the face-off guy. First face-off of the game, the head pops off.
Right.
Crazy. Speaking of Australia, we'll be joined by Rick Benedict. Here's a chance, Lundy stopped. Nice save by Nagy, but Rick Benedict, the GM of Australia, will join us at halftime for an interview. Looking forward to chatting with him. Some great stuff going on in Australia, and they were so excited to get a win yesterday. Here's Sandberg. That pass to Dunbar was a little off target. Tishkart will not grab it, he just taps it ahead. It's grabbed there by DeLille. He's on the run. Yeah. And he's going to the net, gets a shot off, and it got through, but went off the side of Nagy's foot. Will be scooped up by Garrett DePape. Peels away.
DeLille, one of 4 players out here, plays for the Brampton Excelsior's Junior A team. The 4 of them got together for a photo, 2 from each team before the game.
That was fun to see as they lined up across.
And speaking of Brent, Austin Hazen is not dressed, I believe,
Right.
for Canada.
Catch was hard, rip goes a little bit wide. That's good spotting. So I was trying to figure out who the other scratch was. There's a shot by Leclerc, stopped by Justin Getty. The third scratch is Landon Kells, the other goaltender who played the second half of the first game for Canada. I imagine he will be back in next game. Probably get the start because Lane Rushka started the first game. Great pass. Oh, what a save by Nagy.
Oh, what a recovery. I think sometimes you have to be lucky to be good, and he just got a piece of the body on that, and it looked like he was beat on the fake.
Matthew Huggin, a hard fake. We know he can score. He had a few in their first game yesterday. Pass over to Pilon. Peshko. There's a pair of goal scorers in this game. Getty an easy save. Liam Mackay sprinting up the floor. Gets the pass to Pilcher, who didn't look like he had a great angle, but came close to scoring.
He was too far gone, but I guess.
Oh, that one gets through. Pilcher tried to reach in to grab it. I actually thought his toes might have been on the line, but he didn't touch the ball maybe. Tayback throws it over to Pilcher.
Got the ball instead of him.
Yep, Endicott picked it up. But if Endicott plays it while Pilcher is on the line, that would be.
You're right.
He probably wasn't on it. I mean, again, the ref's right there, and we're up here.
Another penalty.
Yep, illegal cross-check once again. This one to Oriel Mandeville. He played in Prague at the European Box Lacrosse Tournament as Invitational. As Canada took a team over. Chris Fox led a club over there. They went and got 4 games in, had a great experience. Got a ton of international experience, had some fun. Pilcher starts it and just lets it fly as the quarter comes to a close. We're going to take a quick break. Thanks for being with us here at the World Junior Lacrosse Championships. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. Brian Shanahan, take us through the highlights from that first quarter.
Well, it starts off with a goal. Oh, that was a save. We're going to see the goal by Jonathan Peshko behind the back to the top corner. Just a lovely shot to give Canada their first goal. And then Sam Leclerc, who had 6 in the first game, scores his first of this game. The assist to Peshko. And after that, we're going to see, this is, I believe, their 4th goal. This was actually shorthanded. This is Pilon just before the Canadian player was getting out of the penalty box. So 4-0 for Canada, but another power play for Israel.
Jordan Aki pulls the face-off out turns and throws it back. Now, if you're wondering why that's not over and back, you are allowed to go back once as long as you haven't moved forward, haven't established direction towards the opposing goal. You can throw it back over center or run back over center. But then once you come over, you got to stay up there. Canada on the penalty kill after the face-off win. Leclerc hands it off to Dunbar. Pass through the middle. Behind the back pass, I thought, but it actually winds up being on, more or less on net grab by Justin Getty. And here comes Schenker on the run. Leaves it for Pilcher. As the Israel power play comes out, they've got 15 to work on the shot clock as they get into position. Hug it down to Lundy. You can hear the Canadian bench yelling tighter. I think that may have been tipped. Did Brendan Zabel get his stick on that? Tried to knock it ahead to himself. The 30-second clock runs out on Israel. Lundy has to drop it. Here comes Schmorman.
Look at this.
Sorry, Schmerman, by the way.
Nice save by Getty on the breakaway.
As Keelan Pilon, we've seen how dangerous he can be, and he was sprung loose. Now Canada goes back to penalty kill mode. Seth Van Scheppen. Peshko takes it from Pilon. That's Cooper Gettle. Canada looking pretty dangerous considering they're short-handed. Peshko will get into space and bounces it. Penalty coming as Peshko's helmet is knocked off. That shot went through the legs of Getty.
It almost looked like it went in, yeah.
I thought it might have gone in, but I think the way it came out, it probably didn't.
And that's, I bet that's Peshko's 5th shot of the game. And, you know, I've seen Peshko play a lot, plays junior A in Mimico, and he's not shy about shooting. And he's been one of the more dangerous players for Canada so far in this game.
So it'll be 4-on-4 for another 23 seconds.
Yeah,
Here's the shot.
Watch the shot. Oh, yeah, the helmet, that was a late hit. That could be a 5.
I think,
it is a 5.
It is a 5, yeah, for sure. That's a cry. You can call it a high stick or a cross stick. Either way, it's right to the head, and clearly a major. There's an outlet pass. Oh, just too far for Liam Mackay.
A wasted opportunity because Mackay was wide open.
Now he's battling for it there with Parkinson. It's going to go into the back of the Canadian mesh. Parkinson didn't like that he got a bit of a push into the net.
Mackay is one of the Brampton players. We talked about 4 Brampton players, 2 on each of these teams.
Now Canada to the power play. 4:22 to go. They can score 2 goals on this one. Van Scheppen gets it back from Dunbar. Dunbar sidearm bouncer gets through Getty, who's really kind of struggled a bit early in this game. He was so good yesterday against Australia, especially early.
Didn't look as solid as he did, early in yesterday's game.
That one got away from Sandberg, but he tracks it down, gets his own rebound, or loose ball. It went off the boards, not off the goalie. Canada down to 11 on the shot clock. Oh, no, they indicate a reset, which I think is a mistake. But Leclerc's going to shoot anyway. That's off the post.
Oh, my.
Gets it back door. Nice movement. And the touch home by Sandberg. Great ball movement by Canada. What a finish.
And you know, great patience. Getty went down, I think, and I would have thought the same thing. I think he thought it would be enough to get across to the other side of the net. Like, watch, you know, everyone thinks that Leclerc is going to shoot. He makes the extra pass. And
the no-look pass.
Getty comes over, and it's the hesitation waiting for him to go down that allows him to score.
Well, and so often you do that backdoor, it's the quick stick. You want to get it in and out. Very smart play by Sandberg to recognize that. I think he probably noticed that Getty was going to have trouble staying up. Great forecheck pressure here by Zabo. Or sorry, by Mandeville.
And how many times do you see a player just shoot anyhow, even though that opportunity's gone?
Takes composure, and Sandberg showed it, turned into a pretty easy goal for him because of the smart play. Here's Peshko over to Sandberg. 3:10 left on the penalty. Van Scheppen still on the top as Canada goes strong left. Van Scheppen skip pass. Comes across to Leclerc. He'll fire that one, shoulder save. Comes straight back out to Leclerc. Fresh 30 for Canada as they get those defenders trapped out. Lundy and Pilcher up top. Killian. That's Luke Pilcher, who's a mostly an offensive guy, but he can play defense transition as he did for the Whippy Warriors as a rookie in the Arena Lacrosse League. Leclerc sidearm rip low to high. The rebound is grabbed by Pilon. That's a save and a good one, but it ricochets right back out to Canada. There's Sandberg with a shot. Leclerc pushes his man Lundy off the ball.
That could have been a bump,
Yeah, I think I might have called that one. Boy, that's tough for Israel. The defender's still out there. They've been out for about a minute and a half. They have got to be tired. You can see Mackay and Tabak down, or Mackay and Kinzetti down low. There's a hard shot, goes wide, straight out to Leclerc. 8 on the shot clock. Behind the back, right in front, Van Scheppen. There's a save. And back out to Leclerc. That is worst case scenario for Israel. Those are some gas defenders.
Changed players about 3 or 4 times.
Callan Harris is out now. Gets it back from Pilon and gives it back to him. Canada, quick movement. A little movement around the pick. Passing in front, Harris. That tipped off a defender and almost wound up going in, but it comes to Leclerc. 6 seconds left. And that one, finally, Israel will get possession after the Getty save. Kinzetti is motioning everyone ahead. He's going to try and get across on his own. Then he just throws it away. I think he thought Lundy was looking. He wasn't. And the pass goes straight to Matisse Couillard. Penalty coming to Israel. And it's going to be an illegal substitution. As you saw, their 5th play. They had 5 players on the floor. They're shorthanded because of the major. And that player was about 5 steps at least away from the bench as his replacement was out there. Canada could just go ahead and let one rip, and they will. That one's wide, and now it's going to be picked up by Van Scheppen. 2 to get a shot off. He'll pass it out front. Patience, maybe a touch too much patience. They won't get a shot off, but Canada will go to the 5-on-3.
And this will be scary for Israel. The talent on the Canadian team. 5-on-4 is one thing. They pretty much possess this ball, this whole power play, even though they haven't scored.
Jordan Siegel will go and serve the penalty for Israel. Wyatt Hoax, the captain for Canada, will serve as the safety valve up at the top as Canada goes to the 4-on-3. As is conventional. Peshko and Leclerc on the righties. Leclerc steps out, backdoor attempt, comes back to him. Oh, off the crossbar. Fresh 30 for Canada. Still 40 on the shot on the 5-on-3. Van Scheppen goes to Pilon. Peshko behind the back. Leclerc fake. There's a chance and a rip off the crossbar again.
Canada has done everything except score on this power play.
Zach Jury, Riley DeLille, and Ben Tishgard out there killing this penalty as Israel is going through some defenders on this major. They've been out there the entire time. It's coming up on 5 minutes. There's a save and Israel gets it back. They've got to try. Oh, what a forecheck by Peshko. He rips it away and it comes to Leclerc. Gets it across. There's a chance. Just misses, goes to Leclerc. He adroitly steps around the crease, gets the ball back. 5-on-4 now, as there's a minute left in the Siegel penalty. Van Scheppen to Leclerc. Shot clock expires just before Pilon got the shot off.
A great job by Israel to kill that 5-minute major, and then they're going to get to kill most of that. Probably, I shouldn't get ahead of myself, kill most of the second penalty here.
Yeah, there's 18 seconds more on the penalty than on the shot clock, so unless they can get a reset, they'll have to go back and play some D. Physical confrontation out front as Wells tries to drive through to the net, runs into Jacob Parkinson. This is Huggett. Tries to make the pass for Stomkar. Doesn't connect, they've got to get a shot off, that's late. That one was close to being after the buzzer.
Yeah.
Ingles picks it up. 15 on the power play for Canada. See, Canada taking their time. They're just getting their 5th forward out with 4 seconds left, so they're not going to wait.
They're not going to take the early shot, though.
No. Siegel comes out. Runs back to the defensive zone. Yeah, Israel has taken one while Canada was waiting to set up. Nagy's not going to go to the bench. Now he might, because they've got it back for a fresh 30, and he does. 6th attacker will come as Sandberg whips it down to Van Scheppen. There's some big forwards on this Canadian team. Sandberg, Van Scheppen, Peshko, all big guys. Leclerc passes it to Peshko. That pass was to Pilon. He didn't see it coming. Van Scheppen loses it, and it's grabbed by Harry Friedman.
I think the referee has called a timeout to give the goalies some water.
And Lucas Nagy already there, of course, with the delayed penalty, so he's getting a drink. Lane Rushka helping him out.
Well, you know, Getty's going to need a drink after that 7 minutes of penalties.
Yeah. So this one to Liam Mackay takes 2 minutes. And this is the, there's the CN Tower just down the road from here. The World Junior Lacrosse Championships here in Mississauga. Last year it was a 3-team tournament, Canada, the US, and Iroquois in Saskatoon. Canada beating Iroquois in the final after the single round robin. But this year, 3 new participating nation teams, Israel, Australia, and Poland, all taking part. What an exciting tournament it's been. We mentioned the B group. The other group with first game was, what was the first game? Australia and, no, that was the second game.
Are you talking
No,
about
Australia's in this group. Sorry, it was the other, it was the US and Poland. Poland got out 6-0. US came back and tied them the rest of the way. And then we had an overtime thriller yesterday. The Iroquois over US 21-20. And then today, another great game between the Iroquois and Poland. Canada on the power play. Pass to Leclerc. Oh my goodness.
Shot.
A tiny little fake, and again, precision overpower.
That's a goal scorer's goal. And watch when you see this replay, how he keeps his stick close to his body to get the goalie set up, and then he stretches out and reaches around. Watch, I mean, this is just great insight. The stick is in close, and then he reaches around.
And the goalie has to respect that fake, like he's going to shoot low around the screen.
You think a straight overhand is coming first, and you set up for that angle in the last second. He just reaches around, and again, like his first goal, not a real hard shot.
Big hit, Zach Drury running into Wyatt Hoax, who has no problem with standing hits. He dishes them out too. He'll go back and pick someone up as Israel comes up with possession to get across the line in time. Liam Mackay. Trash from Carr. This is Pilcher on the near side. 6-0, Canada up with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Remember, I'll be joined by Rick Benedikts, Australia GM, at the half.
And you're recapping some of those games. Did you mention the 8-7 Australia win over Israel?
That's what I was getting to.
Yes.
Yeah. Australia over Israel. We were talking about the other group.
And that
what
was a
thriller that was. That was.
Israel built up a 3-0 early lead, and Australia just clawed their way back into it.
Hoax will pull it down wisely, doesn't hit Parkinson breaking down the floor, and hands it off to the forwards. That's Jacob Dunbar. That was an amazing game. I can't wait to find out, as that shot goes wide, what the Aussies feel about the game that they played yesterday. Leclerc, hard pass across, 3 to get a shot off. Patience as Leclerc shoots, it's off the crossbar. He'll be a fresh 30 for Canada. We've talked about that during the tournament too, how you have some time. You don't have to rush just because it's in the last 4 or 5 seconds of the shot clock. And it worked out for Canada. Now Leclerc behind the net. Petchko looked like he was thinking about going across the other way for the diving dunk attempt, but instead they keep the ball moving. Dunbar. He'll shoot. Sidearm scores. Looked like he was considering all his options and then just went for shot.
And in some ways, I feel it's not fair to say this to Getty. I don't think Getty has been at his best. Let's see this shot. It's a nice shot, though.
That's a bouncer, well out. This will be a great angle.
Good angle, yeah. Oh, that almost looked like it changed direction.
Yeah, pulled, hooked it back a bit. We've talked about those hooks that you're in control of. It'll be very tough for goalies. He gets it just past the hip of Getty.
And in fairness to Getty would have to be spectacular in this game to give his team a chance at all.
Gettle comes away with the loose ball off the faceoff. Canada going for a wholesale change. Dunbar gets it over to Sandberg, who rips it. With a surprise shot that early in the shot clock. Not sure if he saw something or indicating something, but goes over to Israel. Ben Tishkart running the floor. Schenker. Here's footsteps as Ingles was coming hard.
Constantly putting pressure up high.
That's the fun thing about junior age lacrosse is you see the growth of these players from year to year. Oh, it's a big check. The pick by Schenker.
They could have called that too, at least a possession.
Sandberg's ahead. Good timing, I think. And the shot, foot save by Getty. I like the pass from Matisse Couillard, the youngster. Speaking of growth from year to year, he's a guy, I saw him play for the North Shore Kodiaks. Great job by, Sandberg I thought was going to get it, but Couillard played for the North Shore Kodiaks last year in Junior C. Went to the Founders Cup as they were the Quebec representatives in that Junior B championship. And then this year he played Junior B with the Ganawage Hunters. And he has had himself a terrific tournament so far. He went to
which
Prague.
player is that?
57, Matisse Couillard. He's from Quebec.
Okay.
Dunbar. Going to the net. Nice save by Getty. He's actually working at the Ganawage Hunters.
So the one player on Canada from Quebec, we mentioned how, what do we got, 5 provinces covered on this
So,
team?
Manitoba for sure, Alberta, BC, and Ontario, and Quebec.
Saskatchewan,
so 6 provinces. That's pretty good. That's a nice mix. Lundy. Backpedals. Waiting for something to develop. Now he's going to come in on his own. Gets around Parkinson, gets a shot off. Nice spin move, fresh 30 for Pilcher and Israel. Aki in front with Lundy. They are just giving it to each other.
Aki's going
There's
hard at him.
Swat to the head by Lundy. Aki's going to come after him and give him another one. The shot saved by Nagy. And here we go the other way. Parkinson takes the pass. He's got a man ahead. Bounce pass. Great play. And just missing was Callan Harris with a little touch shot over the shoulder. Grabbed there by Friedman. It's knocked loose though, and Parkinson will come away with it. Pressure on him right away from Tishgard. Gets it ahead to Gettle though. Interesting thing, Matisse Couillard is becoming an electrician. So he's going to school in the summer. He's like, I just can't go and live somewhere for the summer yet. But he would love to do that. He wants to play junior A lacrosse. And honestly, I think he's ready. Here's a shot from the outside. Hard one comes up. Back into play as it just didn't get over the board. And then Pesco steps over center.
I thought that was over back. Did
Totally
Pesco
over
take
back.
It right out?
Completely. He caught it on the front side of the center and stepped back over. That is not a case like the face-off where your momentum can carry you.
Referees are getting used to this too.
I guess. Harris. Hard pass. Dunbar was crossed up a bit but caught it. That's a tough catch and nicely done. Here's Pesco. He'll fire it. That's wide. Harris tracking it down. He stays on his side of center. On that Toronto Rock logo in the middle.
Just
Thanks to
3
the Rock,
seconds.
for their partnership with the World Junior Lacrosse Championship, making the turf available. Looks pretty sharp. Ryan Foley passes it. That's dangerous. Couillard grabs it. He's got Tishgard on him. Couillard loses the ball, and that was a good trail check by Tishgard.
Yeah, it sure was.
I think Couillard got a little overexcited on that one. So remember, we are 1 minute away from halftime. We will have a bit of a break, and then I'll be joined by Rick Benedurks, the GM for Australia, for an interview in the middle of the halftime break. So make sure you stick with us. Check that one out. Here's Lundy. Pilcher trying to open some space for him. There's the roll. The pass is picked off.
Good defense.
Quinn Ingles again, and he is on the run, and he just races by everybody, shoots, and the save by Getty. Getty is sharpening up. He is definitely looking more comfortable as he's going.
Ingles is playing as well as he did the other day. He's just not having the same luck on the net as he did.
No.
That's his second breakaway. He's got good speed for, he looks like he's a thick guy. He's 6'1", 185. He actually looks heavier than that, but he runs fast.
Oh yeah, no, he's a muscular young man, and pushes the pace up the floor. He's going to go get his helmet off and cool down a little. It is a bit warm in here. So Doug Utting, the head coach for Israel, is taking a timeout, and he is talking to his charges. He's actually talking to his, it is his offensive group.
Well, I like the two-man game that Lundy and Pilcher are playing, but that was just good defense. I can't remember if it was Ingle who got a stick in the way there, and sometimes you make the right play, but a defense makes a better play.
Yeah. Utting was talking to his defenders. He is a defensive guy. He's recently signed with the Rochester Nighthawks of the National Lacrosse League. At the other end, Kevin Harper going over with the offense, what they're going to do. Now, there's 20 seconds left on the shot clock and 27.2 in the half. So they're not...
Can't pull the goalie.
Can't really pull the goalie safely. Pilcher will start with it. They'll have to be smart about this.
They've got 3 lefties out there, including Huggett with Lundy and Pilcher. So they're looks like they're going to play it down to get a late shot.
Just waiting now. 11 on the shot clock. Will start to go. Huggett. Pilcher setting a screen. Bar David. There's Lundy. He's going to get a shot off. He got it by Nagy, but it was wide and got out of play. Shanny, note that one down to our right. One for you to collect.
Now, did Canada call timeout here?
They did call timeout. You get 1 timeout per half. Canada has not used theirs, so with 4.7 seconds to go, they'll set it up, and they're going to bring Nagy to the bench, get 6 forwards there.
And again, we were talking about this earlier in the tournament. You know, these teams, regardless of what the score looks like, they want to work on these 6 and 5 plays. So late in the quarter, if they have the last possession, they will pull their goaltender and try to set up a 6 on 5, because you never know when you're going to need that. We saw the Iroquois team score on a 6 on 4 yesterday at the end of the game.
Here we're going to see some of the physical play in this game so far. There's Ingles.
You know, he's been having another great game. And, you know,
Mandeville that one, and here's
pretty
Oaks.
disciplined defense by Canada. You know, they've got this one actually, I thought.
That's Pesco the forward, yeah, it did. So 7.2 seconds put back on the clock. We're going to start with the ball in the
that's
stick.
Plenty of time now.
Yeah, Cooper Gettle will run with it. Canada's got the 6 forwards out. 5 seconds. 4 off to Pesco, back to Gettle. He'll go a sidearm bouncer, is flattened by Liam Mackay. I really enjoyed Liam Mackay's game. He is a physical player.
Yeah, good play by Mackay to make sure that he couldn't get that shot away.
7-0 for Canada over Israel, and more or less what we expected. Canada controlling the play, Israel making some good plays, but you know, a developing nation on the box lacrosse scene, and up against it a little bit in this game against Canada.
No, it's tough, and Israel's had a few opportunities to score. Not a lot of great opportunities, but you know, some good goaltending by Nagy, or Israel would have maybe been able to put 1 or 2 in.
We're going to take a break, and I'm looking around for Rick Benedurks, the GM of Australia, hoping he's going to be up here for an interview. So come back and join us in a few minutes. It is a 12-minute halftime, and when we come back, it will be more of Canada versus Israel at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Mississauga, Ontario. All right, welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Unfortunately, Rick Benedurks from Australia not able to make it up with us, so we're just going to take you through some of the highlights from that first half. I am Stephen Stamp. He's Brian Shanahan, and we are pleased to have you with us here in Mississauga, Ontario at the IJL World Junior Championships, and we're going to look at the first quarter highlights to start.
And it opens up with a beautiful goal by Jonathan Peshko that just floats that behind the back shot in. That gives Canada the 1-0 lead. And then Sam LeClaire, who's such an excellent shooter, scores his first of the game and 7th of the tournament in just his second game. Later on, I think this was Hoax, was it? Yeah, Wyatt Hoax gets a breakaway on his wrong side, but he manages to put it in. That made it 3-0 for Canada. This is actually a shorthanded goal by Pedon. 4-0 for Canada, and that was in the first quarter. Second quarter, Israel team got into a little bit of penalty trouble. And watch this power play from Sam LeClaire across to Sandberg, and he just shows great patience. Then LeClaire just floats a shot in the far side. That makes it 6-0. And then Dunbar comes across, looking for somebody to pass to. Can't find anyone, takes the hard curving shot to score a goal to make it 7-0 for Canada.
So, Shanny, we talked about how this is pretty much what we've expected from Canada.
Yep.
Some positives coming for Israel, but if you're Canada, obviously you're focusing on down the road. You're going to have a semifinal. If you win this game, you get tomorrow off, and then you go to the semis on Saturday, and then obviously looking forward to a championship game match with maybe the Iroquois, who finished first in the other group. How do you stay sharp when you're up 7-0 in this game?
Yeah, I think you're running you're focusing on the things you want to do well and how to do it, regardless of the score. So on your systems and the way you want to run your offense, your defense. That's why you see, even with 7-0, Canada's defense still putting on a lot of pressure. So they're doing the things against Israel that they're going to have to do to beat the Iroquois team, because we've seen how talented that team is. It's going to be a whole different game. So Canada is doing the things they have to do to beat the best teams in the world, not to beat the emerging teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the other factor, that's as a team individually, there are 23 guys. One of the goalies will sit in any given game. You don't want to be one of the two players who sits out the championship game. They are all trying to be in that game.
And that's great for the coaches because they have that leverage now. Right now, like a guy like Austin Hazen, who's a fantastic player, sat out today. Peshko sat out the other day, and that's no punishment for everybody. That's just, we got to get guys in and out of the lineup. But every player on offense and defense knows that a few guys are not going to get to dress in that gold medal game if they make it there. So I don't think you're going to see anyone ignoring the coaches.
No. I remember being at the arena at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse before the gold medal game in 2015 at the World Lacrosse Championships in Onondaga, and seeing we're going to take a look at highlights from a previous game, but I'm just going to finish up as I say. I was talking to someone from another country who was saying, who are those guys? What are those guys doing? It was like Ryan Benesh, and this is
some superstar players.
Brad Self and Brandon Miller, like star players. He says, who are those guys? Like, what are they doing? I said, they're the healthy scratches for Canada. And it's the same kind of thing here. You have high-level players who are going to be scratched. This is Poland, and what a battle.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad game. Poland has proven to be a pretty good team in this tournament. They beat the U.S., and the final score in this one was actually 14-10 for Iroquois. But although it was a good battle, this Iroquois team has so much talent. They played, I think, 4 players in this game today who didn't play the last one. And there you see Francis making a beautiful pass to Bomberry. And, Francis was dangerous all game long. Look at that. That was to Skidders, yes. And Bomberry, who's just so smooth. He quietly had 3 goals for Iroquois. I think he had 3 goals the first game, 3 goals that game. And there's Francis we were talking about. That's one of his 4 goals. And
there are prettier ones coming.
Everywhere you look, there is ridiculous talent. And, there's Bo Hunter, who scored the winning goal in overtime against the U.S., picking up the goal here. And even when it doesn't go their way, they passes almost intercepted. They still manage to score the goals. I mean, they're a fun team to watch. And there was the last goal by Ferreira. Had a great game for for Poland. The Brampton boy scored 4 goals and was the MVP for Poland.
Credit to the Iroquois players who played last night for the Akwesasne Indians in the final game of the Ontario Junior B Championship Series. Lost that, still made the long drive down here to Mississauga today to be a part of that game and help with that win, led by Kynan Francis. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back at the World Junior Lacrosse Championships here in Mississauga. It is Canada 7, Israel nothing. We'll be back right after this break. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan. Canada 7, Israel 0 as we commence the third quarter. And a pretty strong performance of Canada so far. We're going to see one of the subplots to this game. Harry Friedman and Jordan Ackey at the faceoff got to start play.
Now, is Friedman related to the coach?
I don't think so. I actually need to double check that. Friedman tried to pull it out. It's going to be a scramble for this draw. And eventually Friedman's going to be the guy who goes and gets it. But it drops into the Canadian bench, and Canada will get possession.
Canada did a good job of, after he picked it up, making sure he had nowhere he could go with it.
Sandberg. Oh, penalty coming already? Yeah, there is. As Nagy goes to the bench.
Yeah, Nagy's paying attention there because we didn't notice it at first.
There's Van Scheppen right on top of the crease. Dunbar, but he stepped on the crease. And it'll be a possession call, but of course Canada will get the ball.
And I think Israel's not sure which player is getting the penalty. And it looks like it's number 16, Tishgart. Or maybe not.
Yeah, they're switching it up. It's Jordan Siegel, who I think is the in-home, so maybe it's a bench call.
Yeah, I didn't see the referee make the call. Didn't see the hand signals. There you go.
Van Scheppen hands it over to Peshko.
There was too many men.
Yeah, there's Sandberg, saved by Getty. Ball bounces back into the crease and snagged there by Zach Jury. Oh, Jury, the pass goes off Liam Mackay's stick. It'll be an over and back. Keelan Pilon will just slow things down. Rolls it up to Sandberg.
And playing on the crease in the power play, you got Leclerc on one side and Pilon on the other side. Both those guys play St. Catharines, so I'm sure they're very familiar with each other.
We'll see if that chemistry pays off. Man, Sheppen's shot a little bit wide. 5 left on the shot clock as it gets out to Peshko. He'll get it to Sandberg. What great patience in the goal, beating the 30-second clock. That is a composed play.
That's an example of what you were saying yesterday. There's always a little more time than you think. Because, you know, I thought Peshko was going to take the shot as soon as he got that ball on the board. But he shows good composure, makes the last pass. And you see the defender really reaches out on him. And that gives Sandberg the extra room to wind up into the shot.
Yeah, and we've got Friedman and Aki back to it. Sorry, I think you may not have had me for a bit there, folks, because my headset was unplugged.
Okay.
I had to go and make an adjustment. I was trying to get somebody's attention, but there's nobody could see me. So I went and did it, and we are back in business.
Well, I could hear you the whole time.
Oh, you could? Oh, okay.
Mic, yes.
Okay. So it was working. I couldn't hear anything.
Maybe you just couldn't hear us, yeah.
Nice behind the back pass. Tabak just wide with the shot after he takes the pass from Endicott. There's a penalty coming. Endicott scores, though.
Yes.
That was in and out in a hurry, but it was in.
So there won't be a shutout in this game, and a great effort by Israel as Endicott gets that shot. You're going to see him cut through the middle. He's open, and he shoots quickly. Bounce pass, and it's said so often, 5-hole.
And again, not to beat a dead horse, but this is Nagy's first appearance in the tournament. So again, his first chance to switch from the larger summer stick to the international rules, or the larger CLA rules stick to the international rules small stick. And there's some pressure from Canada. Nice job, though, by Wells to get through, but then at the last moment, Ingles, the man with the strip, and that is going to be a penalty holding called. So Ingles called for holding. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to peek at that again. I thought it was a pretty good check from what I saw live. Again, the ref right down there, a few feet away, had a bit better view than we did in that case, I think, of the infraction. Great play by Wyatt Hoax to get his stick on that pass from Huggett. There's Pilcher. Underhand pass. Endicott shoots. That's blocked. Hoax comes back out to Endicott. Saved by Nagy.
Endicott from Louisville, Kentucky. Looks pretty smooth out there. I don't know where he's played his box lacrosse, but he doesn't look like a newbie out there.
I believe Louisville, I believe that's the home of Canards of the IBLA, if I'm not
He
mistaken.
scored it was 1 or 2 goals last game.
Harris with the ball.
He had a goal and 2 assists in his first game.
Israel with a pretty good, through the crease. And now we're going to look at the penalty that led to this power play for Israel. There is Ingles right there coming in, goes over the top.
Now,
oh yeah,
it could have been a hold. Is that what they did?
Yeah, they called holding. Yeah, I think it's a good call. He got a little more tangled up in the arm than I thought originally. And so as is so often the case, the official absolutely correct on that one. Here's Endicott again, over to Pilcher. Hard sidearm rip.
We'll continue to second guess the referees anyhow, but
it's our nature.
Yes.
Hoax runs it up into the offensive zone. Canada can kill all but 23 seconds of this penalty. And Israel, I think their penalty kill was looking better last time because remember in the first half, Canada almost looked like they were on even strength when they were on the penalty kill, as they were when they were shorthanded.
Well, yeah. Israel's not being aggressive,
yeah.
and I think that's a wise choice. I think if they would get themselves in a lot of trouble if they tried chasing this Canadian team.
And Quinn Ingles has his stick up in the air over the glass, waving to the Canadian bench, trying to get their attention as where they want him to come. I think they've told him to race out to the defensive zone.
All depends where the ball is, yes.
Yeah.
From here, he'll go play defense.
Yeah, the way it is right now, within the restraining line, you definitely go there. Pilcher to Endicott. This is Huggett with the shot. Foot saved by Nagy. Brendan Lundy, the first one there. He's got DePape on him, but comes away with it. Feeds it through. Backhand whip. Oh. Great shot, Endicott. His first goal was nice. This one's beautiful.
Okay, I'm not believing that he's just played a little box lacrosse in Kentucky. I mean, that was a fantastic goal. And if that's the case, then they must have one heck of a program because Endicott has shown some really nice skills.
Very instinctive, too.
Yeah, I was just assuming it was Pilcher. Now, Pilcher shoots the other way. Just the skill on that shot. And let's watch it one more time. That's the kind of goal you're going to see from Sean Evans in the NLL.
It actually, very much so. That's a favorite Sean Evans move, the reverse whip. And Endicott, you could see the thing as we see this extended battle for the faceoff. He felt the pressure on his left hip and knew there was no turn to his left to take the shot, so he immediately went to that. And that is a really smart play. That's a high IQ play, not just a skill play.
6'2", 195 pounds, and yes, it's from Louisville, Kentucky.
To find out some more about him from a draft prospect coverage. Could be somebody down the road. There's a pass to Lundy, can't quite connect. It's picked up by Parkinson.
And that's another reason this tournament is great. You know, guys get the exposure. You know, people that we would not know in the lacrosse community up here get a chance to show themselves against some of the best junior A players in the world.
Peshko fires it, save, but it comes straight to Harris, and he tucks it home as he tiptoes around the crease.
Yeah, again, much like Sandberg's goal earlier in the game on the crease, he shows lots of patience as he catches this ball. Instead of trying to bat it in right away, he holds on to it for a couple of seconds until finds the opener. So watch Harris pounce on the rebound, but he doesn't put it in right away. He reaches over the shoulder of Getty.
Wyatt Hoax out there to take the face-off against Tishgart. Tishgart rips it out. It's going to be grabbed by Schenker. And you talk about draft prospects and coverage. And last year, Brad Lyons played in this tournament, was an absolute standout. And I think that was a factor in how high he went in the National Lacrosse League entry draft, going second overall. I'd watched him all season with the Peterborough Lakers and thought he was pretty good, but he really climbed in my estimation with the depth and the range he played.
Second overall?
He went in the second round.
Oh, second round.
Sorry, my bad. Here is Keelan Pilon over to Leclerc. Short pass to Dunbar. Van Scheppen will fire one. Saved by Getty. So it's 2-2 in this second half, or in this third quarter through 6 minutes. Israel playing Canada even, which is pretty big for them. Pilcher will leave it. And
Endicott again has the ball.
Oh, the official had his arm and he was pointing to the shot clock to our right, which is the active one, as the other had cut down. And late in the shot clock, Parkinson with the strip and gets possession. Here comes Matisse Couillard. Sandberg gets it back. He's got some space. Working in on Ryan Foley. There's a shot by Peshko and scores. His first one was an overhand. That's a little sidearm. Some variety, and he still finds the mark.
And Peshko's had a pretty good game. He's got a couple goals now. I believe he's got at least 3 assists. One of the many players showcasing their talent on this team. Sandberg makes the pass, and you mentioned it, a lot of these Canadian players, big guys, lots of reach. Pesco is another 6'4" player. I think they've got about 4 or 5 guys that are around 6'4".
Well, when you throw the defenders in too, especially with Hoax.
Oh, yeah. 6'3", 6'3",
yeah.
6'4", 6'4", 6'4", 6'6". Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you've got Schmerman and Danby and Shepard, big fellas. There's one of them in Pesco. Comes across to Leclerc. Not as big, but very talented. Pilon couldn't get that one. It's grabbed by Kinzetti. Canada all over him on the forecheck. Somehow he fights out of it. The ball pops out though.
They're running
Israel
out of time
get
now.
it. He's got to throw that ball. Oh, he runs through, but in the process,
I think the
pops out
referee
the ball.
gave him the generous count, but it didn't help.
Penalty coming to Israel. If this ball doesn't go in, behind the back attempt by Dunbar.
Penalty to Wells, I believe. I'd like to see that again because I'm not sure what he did wrong. He's not sure either. It was Wells that had trouble getting the ball across.
Are they both going? Maybe Garrett DePape got one.
Oh,
late.
that's
it's right up in the face.
No question.
And then Garrett
Let's
DePape
see if he got a fly, but
has taken an illegal body check. No, I think that going the illegal cross check is the way to, as you said earlier, not give him a high stick. So it is a deuce for Wells and the save for Garrett DePape, which is why the play was blown down as Nagy had gone off to the bench. So we will stay 5-on-5. And one factor with this, with the matching penalties not affecting the manpower is, wait, they have gone 4-on-4. Now they said
5-5.
Yeah, Canada sent their 5th guy out. It means they have to stay after their 2 minutes is over until there's a stoppage.
Yeah. I actually liked it better when they played 4-on-4. And
Yeah,
I mean, changed that rule.
Here comes Zabo on the break, getting away from Pilcher. Shoot, save! It is a save. Almost went through, but Getty got just
Getty
enough.
reached back to make sure that wasn't rolling in.
He may have tapped it out with his hand. I'm not sure. Tishkart runs through traffic, and he'll shoot. Kind of just all of a sudden saw there's open space and kept going.
That was a nice play. I don't think he got the shot as well as he would have liked, but it was a nice offensive rush.
Aki gives it to Pilon. This is Dunbar running in. That bouncer way up. That almost got over the mesh. The netting behind the net. Foley on the run. Looks at Schenker. He's going to go for a run instead. Just keeps flying along. Watch there by Cuillar. That's Tom Kerr. Gives it to Bar David. Another instance of the two native Israeli players passing with each other. Over to Lundy. Hard rip saved by Nagy.
Nagy played that well, though. He stepped out. There was nowhere for that ball to go. You know, and good defense can help goalies look good. And when you recognize your defense got everybody covered on the back door.
Harris going to the net. Peels off as he saw the defender coming. Yeah, then it's up to you, right?
Oh, that's right. Then you know you could challenge more when you've got some great defense in front of you.
Leclerc's shot wide, comes out to Harris. Back to Leclerc, he tries again, gets it on target, but stopped by Getty. Pesco fighting for it. He's run into the boards from behind by Mackay. I don't think Pesco enjoyed that much, but he's going to head back out and continue playing. Pilon, hard fake. Pesco steps to the middle, gets his hands free. Bouncer is wide, but Dunbar tracks it down. They've still got 12 on the shot clock. Leclerc jumping attempt.
Nice try.
I think he stepped on the crease line already, and it's blown down. Here comes Israel. Ted Wells, sorry. Greg Wells is still in the penalty box. That pass almost got away from Huggett, but he does track it down. 4 lefties for Israel. They're going heavy left. Boy, this is not something you see often internationally with the dearth of left-handers. Tabak, the only righty, over to Pilcher. That's a silky smooth shot, but Nagy is ready for it. Wells going hard after it. What an effort. Got it away from Zabo. Zabo wants a penalty. He's still arguing, but the ball did get ahead to Ingles. Sandberg. Dunbar cuts underneath. Friedman stopped though, and he had stepped in the crease. That will release the players who are in the box. Oh, penalty
to
coming?
Israel, yeah.
Okay, Tishkart. Slash?
I don't know if he called it interference. Oh, yes, slash.
I thought maybe you were going by the signal because the slash is the arm, the hand coming down on the arm.
I thought he had
and
crossed
the
his
crossed
arms
arm is the
originally.
interference. You do know the signals.
Only some of them. I remember slash from my playing days. I know that signal. And hold.
When people slashed you, right?
That's right.
Van Scheppen gets it back from Peshko. Peshko steps into space. Nice pick by Sandberg, but Peshko's shot hooked down into the carpet and up. Oh, okay, they're starting in the crease. It was an awkward little shovel pass. And then it goes to the goalie. It's an odd sequence, but Lundy will make something of it, make hay of it as he gets it ahead to Endicott. Endicott with both of Israel's goals. He's going to fight for this loose ball. Then he's going to push down Cooper Gettle from behind. No call. Ball's picked up by Hoax. Canada gets it. Danby. Very different shoes for Danby today. Remember he had the brown shoes with the black socks yesterday? And today he's going all colorful.
Yeah, very bright shoes. Looks like pink soles.
Kind of a salmon, I would say. Looks salmony to me. Here's Pilon. Oh, takes a whack. The shot turns into a loose ball. 5 to shoot. Van Scheppen gets it on target, but Getty made the save. Had it roll away, but he was there to grab it. And he'll just leave it for Kenzetti. He's going to go for a run. Nice wheels on Kenzetti, but the ball gets stripped by the check from Van Scheppen. Great pickup by Parkinson, but there's Kenzetti with the pressure, and Pilcher comes up with it, and he is dragged down.
Oh, nice effort.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's no penalty on that one. Here comes Schmerman. St. Albert native in Alberta. Pilon. Leclerc, a little sidearm shot, stopped by Getty. Penalty expiring in 1 second. Here comes Tishkart to join the rush. He's going to trail, takes the pass. Hands it off to Bar David and heads to the bench. Lundy steps around the pick, flips it back to the picker, and Huggett just missed. It's off the tip of the stick of Mandeville, back to Lundy, fresh 30. Huggett steps out on Danby, who stays with him well and is picked off by Ingles, who's everywhere. He's 1-on-2. The ball's stripped away. Great job by Bar David, but it comes out to Leclerc. And he'll score. Oh, Ori Bar David with a great forecheck or back check, but then loses the ball to Leclerc, who just buries it.
Just an unfortunate bounce for Bar David, because that was a beautiful stick check to get that ball loose, but then look whose stick it goes straight to. Sam Leclerc, who, from what I've seen, seems to be the most naturally gifted scorer on this Canadian team in these first couple of games. He just floats it in.
It was fun seeing a little chat and the smiles between Jeff Dowling and Sam Leclerc. Nice pass to get it over to Pilcher. Great effort there by Harry Friedman off the faceoff. Bright future for this young man. Pilcher hands it off to Endicott. Into the final 2 minutes of this third quarter. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. It is the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Pilcher loses the ball. Tabak gets it. And the 30 is going to expire on Israel. Jordan Aki will pick it up, move it ahead to DePape. Harris, wary of being checked, just protects the ball until he gets his teammates out there. Now they're attacking. Dunbar looking for the pass. He's going to shoot instead. No problem for Getty on that one. He looked up the floor, then made the short pass. I actually just thought he did have Riley DeLille up ahead. But again, it's easy for us to see it from up here. When there's jerseys between you, it can look a little less safe to make that pass. Bar David across to Endicott. It's one of the rare strong right occasions for Israel. Foley, hard sidearm rip off the boards. Pilcher is going to swat it away. Foley fighting for it. 30 will expire, and Danby comes up with it, gets it ahead. And Zabo had to go up on the boards to catch that. Bit of a wild pass from Danby. And Van Scheppen has it. Leclerc, what a feed. Oh, nice save, but Sandberg had a pretty good chance. Fresh 30 for Canada back out to Van Scheppen. Leclerc sees something he likes. Thought he was going behind the back there. There's a glove on the turf.
Watch
Somebody
Nagy's
playing
coming,
without a glove.
now. If there's a reset, and I think there is, you might see Nagy coming.
Yeah, we're down to 18 in the quarter. Zabo gets off the
went
floor.
off to get the offensive players on,
Yep, 6 attackers out there. Leclerc wants the ball. He gets it. 6 seconds. Dunbar fires. That's blocked in the middle. A shot by Sandberg goes wide, and we will finish 3 quarters of play with Canada leading 11-2 over Israel. I'm Steven Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan, and it has been quite a game. It was 7-0 at halftime, so a 4-2 quarter for Canada. Israel probably fairly pleased with their effort there. They'd like a slightly better result, but the work they put in, quite impressive.
Oh, they only lost that period 3-2.
What's that?
They lost that period 3-2.
3-2. I thought it was 4-2, because I thought it was 7-0
You're right.
at the intermission. Yeah. We are going to take a break from the World Junior Lacrosse Championship, and we will be back. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for joining us, lacrosse friends. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Lacrosse Friends. There is Justin Getty between the pipes for Israel, who trail 11-2 to Canada in this final round robin game of the 2019 World Junior Lacrosse Championships. Thanks everyone on Game TV for joining us, as well as everyone watching on our various options on Lax Sports Network, Lacrosse All-Stars, on CBC. We're very glad to be going out to a broad distribution for everyone to enjoy the game of lacrosse here from Mississauga. Here's Sam Leclerc with the ball. Pulled down by Harris, who surprised Sandberg a bit with the pass, I think. Comes to Dunbar. Leclerc with 7 on the shot clock. A little sidearm shot goes wide. He's going to track down his own rebound. 3 to get it on the net. He will, and it's going to be a fresh 30 for Canada, straight out to Pilon off the foot of Getty.
Great job by Leclerc, and sometimes just those, there's too many men.
There's 6 Canadians on the floor, yeah. White Hoax had come out when he thought the ball was going to be turned over.
That's exactly what it was. They were assuming they were going to lose it.
And there were still 5 forwards on the floor. It wasn't close. So Matisse Couillard will serve this penalty for Canada. And Israel with a power play opportunity. Keep your eyes on Jonathan Endicott, number 10, the righty in the righty shooter spot, getting the ball right now. He has both of Israel's goals. He's been pretty good.
And you got to think Pilcher's going to score a goal sooner or later, possibly Brendan Lundy.
Almost sooner. He fired that one just over the net. Schmerman. Nice job by Bryce Schmerman to get out of traffic, but then the pass wasn't caught. Nobody really giving him an opportunity to pass to. Brendan Szabo couldn't quite get it. Here comes Ted Wells. He'll hand it off to Huggett. Matthew Huggett's the other guy that we haven't really seen as much from tonight, certainly as we did yesterday. He had a hat trick to lead Israel. There's Pilcher. Behind the back to Huggett. Fires one. That went off of the defender.
I thought it hit post too.
Oh, did it get the post?
Yeah,
they did reset it,
reset,
so there you go. Really ricocheted out. Pilcher. Underhand to Endicott. Sidearm shot. Hoax picks up the rebound. He'll go for a run. It pops out of his stick, but he spins around. Lundy's going after it. Sandberg overran it.
Good job by Israel on this power play to pressure the Canadians when they got the ball. That's 2 turnovers.
Endicott will give it to Pilcher. 21 seconds left on the shot clock. Behind the back, Huggett. No lane there as they're jumping out into the shooting lane. Oh,
he did everything but score there. That hit the pipe.
But Lundy was actually standing in the crease. And that's a back in call. They're going to say Nagy brought it back into the crease. And Israel will get a fresh 30 with 35 left on the power play.
This has probably been their best power play of the game. I mean, they've kept
Great
the ball
chances.
in their end the whole time.
Huggett. There's Pilcher. Lundy slipped behind the net. Now he's stepping out to the goal line extended on the back door. Schmerman really moving well on the backside. There's a shot by Huggett. I just like the work that Schmerman was doing. Just subtle movements to take away the backdoor passing lane. All alone up front is Callan Harris, and he bangs it in off the post. May have gone off the back of Justin Getty as well.
This is the same thing we saw in the Iroquois-Poland game earlier. You know, the power play just forgets to cover the man because Harris is wide open. I believe there was 2 or 3 Israel players at the defensive end. They're just not looking at the bench. I don't know if it's just not getting used to watching the change of guy coming off the bench because players
he's
are just
so
sleeping.
far behind.
Yeah.
Everyone, Callan Harris with nobody around him. Great job by Ingles out taking the face off. Just pull it back between his legs straight to Oriel Mandeville. LeClaire, Canada playing a very solid team game. Nice behind the back pass, but Dunbar just missed it. It's grabbed there by Mackay. Great pass to get out to Tishgart. He's got a line, and now here comes Danby. Danby kind of waited and then ran.
That could be a penalty.
Yeah,
it
should
is.
be behind, a check from behind. Really go cross check. Carrick to Pape, a little over aggressive, just slightly too zealous.
Was that who was that got that scoring chance?
Was that Tishgart, I believe.
Okay, that was a really nice play, turning like a one-on-one into a good scoring chance and drawing a penalty.
Yeah, nice pass out by Liam Mackay under pressure to get it to Tishgart, who then got a bit creative. There's Pilchers. Israel straight back to the power play. They trail 12-2, but have a chance here to get one back. Same power play setup. Left strong. There's Endicott. Back to Pilcher, but it gets away from him. Crossed him up over on his right side. There's the man ahead is Szabo, or Mandeville. Sorry, the pass from Parkinson doesn't get to him directly, but Mandeville does track it down. Ingles is making himself available for a pass now. He'll head off, get a forward out. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Canada. Still a minute 25 left on the penalty. Oh, Cal Harris went behind the back as he was again all alone on top of the crease.
He's been very dangerous. Got a couple of goals so far.
This is Pilcher. Still over a minute on the penalty. Schmerman and Danby, the low men, Parkinson and Zabo, the high men, on the Canadian penalty kill. So it's the same Israeli orientation. Nice save by Nagy on that shot from Pilcher. Comes straight out to hug it though. Lundy still low by the crease. Pilcher at the top. Sidearm pass to Endicott, back to Pilcher. Bar David sidesteps below the goal line. Oh, I think Pilcher wanted to shoot that one. It was just too far. Bar David goes inside. Great check by Danby to get on his stick. Throw that shot awry. Here's an outlet pass to Parkinson. Foley racing in and comes out aggressively, but not too aggressively to overrun it. Forces Parkinson to slow down. Hands it off to Peshko.
You could hear that.
Yeah.
Was that a coach that said 1 second difference between the shot clock and the penalty?
I think it was Dylan Evans yelling it. There's a shot by Peshko. DePape will come out, head to the defensive side. Gonna pick up a man off the bench, hug it. As Foley runs up over center.
Did he run out of time
10-second
there?
count, yeah. Peshko feeds it ahead. Cuellar with the shot, save. Nice job by Getty to stop that one. Then he throws it ahead and gets it to Pilcher. The cutter is Mackay. Pilcher will shoot. Saved by Nagy. Lucas Nagy going the distance so far in this game between the pipes for Canada. Lane Rush going to stay on the bench. He started their first game. Played the first half. Then Landon Kells came in. Imagine we'll see both of those back into the roster.
You got to think Pilcher's playing fatigued. He played an overtime lacrosse game in the Ontario Championship Junior A last night.
Penalty coming to Israel. Dunbar picks up his helmet. Oh, it's a goal by Harris. Another one for him as he just strokes that into the far side.
A hat-trick goal for Harris. Still 9 minutes to go as we start considering MVPs for this game. He's got to be a candidate.
I would think so.
Sam Leclerc, but I don't want to give it to the same guy who got it last time.
I know Harris has been very good.
Harris is good. I think Peshko's had a very good game too. He's a couple of goals and assists.
But Lucas Nagy giving up 2 goals.
Yeah.
Parkinson with it. We are at full and even strength. Canada just getting, only got 4 guys now. They send the 5th out. Van Scheppen.
Nice shot. Van Scheppen has been pretty quiet this game.
He has.
But nice shot there.
You talked about what a good setup man he is, and then we saw just after that he rifled home a beautiful shot in their first game, and again shows you the shooting side of his game tonight.
Yeah, very nice shot. And we were talking about the big guys in there. He's the biggest of them all at 6'6".
Wyatt Hoke's out to take a face-off, as he'll do from time to time. Jordan Aki a break. Ian Friedman tied up pretty well here. Friedman tries to pull it out. Hoke's goes after it. Quinn Ingles comes away with the ball. He's double-teamed, is knocked loose, and Wells comes up with the ball. Ingles right back on him. Hoke's checking, trying to force him over center, but Wells runs away from it. Ingles slams him into the boards, and Wells, after all that, is going to hand it off to Bar David and get a rest on the bench. K-back. There's Lundy cutting underneath to Pape on his back. Lundy goes to the ground stop, made by Nagy. Zabo looks ahead to Cuellar, who ran the floor, and now will head to the bench, get a forward out. Ingles, the outlet. They indicate him. You can hear Chris Fox, assistant coach and GM, yelling, "Stay, stay, stay" to Ingles. Leclerc bouncer. Getty had that caught up in the equipment. Here's Schenker. Pilcher off the bench. A couple of Canadians pointing at him as Danby comes out and bangs Schenker. Knocked him to his backside. Pilcher watched by Schmerman. Schmerman feels the pick and spins quickly. Penalty coming to Schenker. I don't think he liked the ride he got earlier.
Yeah.
And he's going to pay for a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, he's getting letting a little bit of frustration out. You don't like taking penalties when your team has the ball.
Slashing call. Schenker will serve 2 or less as we're into the final half of the final quarter. 7:24 to play, 14-2. Canada is up. Van Scheppen's at the top of the power play. As Canada goes strong left. Van Scheppen tries a shot. It comes out to Pilon. He misses as well. 8 on the shot clock as it comes down. Mackay tried to get it. It's Greg Wells eventually that has the ball. Wrap check attempt.
Putting on the brakes was not a good idea there by
No,
Wells.
he should just kept going.
Yeah.
He turned back into the Bears' den. Canada gets it back to Pape. And Pilon, a very casual little roll over to Sandberg. Leclerc likes that look away pass. Pilon back to Van Scheppen. Peshko. There hits the cutter. Pilon off the crossbar. Up out of play into the second row of seats. Young fans can grab that one as a souvenir of this tournament. Peshko cuts. You can hear them yelling cutter from the Israel bench. Sandberg backdoor to Peshko. Crossed him up a bit. There's a hard Pilon shot.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's a backhand call.
Yeah.
Tabak just, Kinzetti
And
tried
the
to grab it.
defender can step into the crease and get that ball. And that's what he should have done in that case.
You just can't pick it up and step in. And that leads directly to a goal. Peshko, almost casual sidearm on the run, bounces it home.
And there goes our discussion of the MVP candidates. Peshko now has 3 goals, so we've got 3 goals from Peshko, 3 goals from Harris, and 3 goals from Leclerc. And a goaltending change, and I think that this is just a case of giving the other goaltender a chance.
Yeah, Cameron Griffin getting in. You'll see Peshko.
Yeah, just
nobody on him.
Off his back foot, and he's. I've mentioned I've seen him play a lot, and he shoots a hard shot, almost as hard as most guys, even off his back foot, and that's what he does there.
Great work there. Zipping in by Oriel Mandeville to get that loose ball off the faceoff. Gettle looking everywhere to make sure he's clear. Shovels it ahead to Parkinson. Has to zip through some checking. Gettle up top to Leclerc. Canada just getting their 5th forward out. Leclerc finds him. That's Sandberg backdoor. There's a chance for Sandberg behind the back. Nice save, Griffin, on his first shot.
Yeah,
not an easy one.
First save. Beverly, Massachusetts, plays for the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
I don't know who that is.
Nope.
Very cool that he's here. Leclerc, backdoor pass. There's the feed through from Harris. Came for Sandberg.
Yeah, very young man. He's 2002, so I think that would make him 17.
Yeah.
Good for him, still in high school, Beverly High School.
Pilon behind the net to Leclerc. There's the cutter, and Peshko may just have earned himself a player of the game with that beautiful tap home, although Leclerc's pass was pretty nice to set it up too.
Well, we mentioned we don't get a vote into the MVP, but if I'm picking the MVP at this point, I'm going to give it to Peshko because he's got a handful of assists as well. But yeah, Leclerc, if Leclerc didn't get it last game, he'd be a huge consideration for me. I like spreading it out when possible.
Shared the wealth.
Yep.
Friedman, another face-off win. Shovels it back to DeLille.
But this also goes to what we were saying in intermission about, Canada's got healthy scratches. They're putting guys in and out of the line. Peshko didn't play the last game. Austin Hazen didn't play today, and I would think both of those guys will be in the starting lineup if things keep up. But yeah, they got to make some tough decisions.
Yeah, there's a save. Oh, a swat by Wells. You got to figure Sam Leclerc is going to be in the lineup as well.
I would think so.
I mean, he's been fantastic, which leaves you really.
I'm
Jacob
sure the
Dunbar,
next Canada game we'll see different guys not dressed.
I'm sure Dunbar and Gettle at this point look like they're fighting for a spot. in the lineup.
And nobody's played bad. Like, I can't think of a player who doesn't fit in.
There's a save by Nagy once again. Ball in the crease, scooped up by Quinn Ingles. Throws it ahead to Parkinson. And I'll tell you, there's going to be an all-tournament team, I'm sure. And right now, Quinn Ingles is my leading candidate to be on the defensive side of that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's a few players on Team Iroquois that I really like too. I mean, Kevin Owen Hill is a standout.
Where would you put him though? Whether he's offense or defense, I don't know. He's kind of been all over the floor.
Yeah.
Leclerc, hard pass through. That shot from Pilon didn't get there. Oh yeah, it did. Fresh 30. Leclerc steps around. Big pick from Peshko. Leclerc didn't get as much on that as he wanted. Mackay is taking off. There's the pass. He has to slow down for it. And that gives a chance for Pilon to catch up, but he still goes to the net. Nice play by Mackay. Boy, if I was looking for a player from Israel to be on the team, I think Mackay might be my guy. Love his energy. Danby, he's been very good as well.
Yeah.
Pilon passes it down to Sandberg.
Let's not forget, Lucas Nagy's played a pretty good game too.
Oh, he really has. 2 goals allowed. Israel not having a ton of scoring chances. It's going to be a loose ball play. Canada will get possession, but he's been really sharp when he's had to and makes some really nice saves. Only Jonathan Endicott has been able to beat him so far with 2.5 minutes to go. Penalty coming to Israel.
Nagy's going for the run to the bench.
Yep. They wait for... Harris came out. They decided to send him back because they already had 3 lefties. So Leclerc comes out instead. He gets the pass. It's just, again, the precise placement, almost precise anyway, as he hit the fat part of the post instead of the inside of it.
Van Scheppen was wide open on the crease though, and I didn't look at the shot clock before he took that shot.
It was around 5 or so, I think. I think there was time.
Yeah, have a look. Oh, this is going to be the penalty.
I think that was just a possession call.
Yeah, that one was the possession. That wasn't the penalty. The penalty was during the play later.
Van Scheppen over to Sandberg, gets it back. Strong left for Canada with Pilon down low. Peshko and Leclerc. It's a lot of talent out there. Little pick from Sandberg. You can hear communication among the Israel defenders. Ted Wells snags it. He's got Mackay ahead of him. Mackay's going to peel off.
He's got to be a fast runner to make it across. Luckily, lots of room.
Yeah. The officials waving and yelling for the reset. Roger Nurse is trying to do it. It just wasn't working for him. I could see him just doing the universal signal. The machine isn't working. He was just moving his hand up and down, pressing harder and harder. And he finally got the reset.
The universal signal of frustration. This machine's not working.
Peshko to Van Scheppen again. Strong left for Canada. Skip pass, backdoor. Little reach shot. Oh, reaching out with Sandberg. Great save by Cameron Griffin. Nice work by the 17-year-old.
If you forget, you can reach in and get the ball. It makes it more difficult. The goalies have to pounce on those rebounds in their crease.
Van Scheppen, another save by Griffin. It's got to be a thrill for young Cameron Griffin to be in here playing against Canada and making some of these saves.
And he's played well. I think he's allowed 1 or 2 goals.
There's one more. No, he's not got it. I thought it went between his legs and in, but he corralled it. Or
That's a nice save because that was a quick release by Leclerc.
Yeah, a little sidearm sweep shot that looked like it might have found home. Here's Pilcher. 32 seconds left in this game. Remember, go to worldjuniorlacrosse.com. Full schedules tomorrow as Lundy comes around the back. The dive, he goes for the dive, but he stepped on the crease.
He stepped on the crease behind the net, yes.
Tomorrow, 5 and 8, we will have the crossover games. The second and third place teams from each group will play each other.
Canada's not even going to try for a shot. They're just going to kill the rest of this game now.
Yeah, Zabo over to Harris. Shot clock is off, so they're just going to go for a trot. And the game will end with Canada up 16-2. Stay with us. We've got some bonus coverage for you after the game here to just talk a bit more about the tournament, through the results and see what we've got going on tomorrow. final score 16-2 for Canada over Israel. So the results, let's just run through the results of the tournament so far. On opening day, Poland and the USA. Poland jumped out to that 6-0 lead. The US fought back well, but ultimately Poland gets the 16-14 win. Or 20-14
20 to 14.
Yeah,
so yeah, the 6-goal win. Yeah. It was a terrible start for the U.S., but they played well after that. And the second game that day was that the
second game was the Canada-Australia. Canada obviously dominating a 24-4 win.
Yeah.
And then yesterday
was great.
On Wednesday, what a great day. Australia-Israel, a thriller with two teams looking for their first ever win in World Junior Lacrosse Championship action. And Australia with the comeback. And I really enjoyed the fact that, they've got some Canadian heritage players who are Aussie heritage players from Canada.
Right, lots of
but
Aussies
the
on that
Aussies
team.
playing very well. Mathwin. It was Hamish Mathwin.
That's right.
2 goals and 3 assists. Great game for him. Aaron Curry, very good game. I just love the work that some of those guys did as they got that 8-7 win. And then the barn burner that went to overtime, Iroquois and the USA, last goal won, and it was the last goal.
Yeah,
Iroquois
21 to 20.
21-20, yeah.
Yeah, that was an exciting game. You know what? I spoke to Colsey, the head coach of U.S., and he says what he loves is when you play the Iroquois, you see the joy in those players.
Yeah.
And he says, guys who've been playing lacrosse their whole lives, he said, I saw that from my players yesterday, and that's a great thing.
Nice.
Because, learning from the best, learning from the Iroquois, that's great.
A lot of those American players playing very well. And again, Roy Colsey and Oliver Marty talking about their Connecticut Box Lacrosse League and the opportunity it's giving young men, and they're trying to get it younger. So you don't have to wait till you're 18 or 19 or 20 or something to get into the game. You can start playing box lacrosse younger, and boy, they are making some opportunities available. Great to see the proliferation of the box game. And today, of course, the first game, Iroquois and Poland, very close, but Iroquois eventually gradually pulled away. Player of the game, Lucas Nagy for Canada, allowing just 2 goals. Terrific
he
effort
played
for
very
him.
well. Sometimes, when a team scores 16 goals, you stop thinking about how well the goalie's playing. But he played a great game.
For Israel, will be interesting to see. I would imagine there's a good chance. Endicott, both goals, and some beautiful plays.
Yeah.
And that's the Louisville, Kentucky native, you said.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So tomorrow, we will see the crossover play. So the final standings will be in Group A. Canada goes 2-0. Australia 1-1, and Israel will wind up 0-2. So Canada gets the day off. They'll play on Saturday in the semifinals. Australia will play the United States in one crossover tomorrow. That should be a tremendous game.
That could be an interesting game. I'm not sure. I think I might favor the U.S. in that game. They've got
the way they've come on.
How many goals have they scored? They've scored 34 goals in 2 games, so they've got a lot of offensive talent. It was funny yesterday. You mentioned both 1-goal games, but one was a very low-scoring game, 8-7, and the other was a high-scoring affair. So, defense against offense, it should be interesting.
The other crossover game tomorrow will be Poland, at 1-1 in second place in Pool B against Israel, who finished in third place here.
And I think I would probably favor Poland in that game.
So.
I think they've
shown a bit more.
They've got a few more guys with some offensive talent, but you never know. Like the way Israel started against Australia yesterday, I thought Israel was going to run away with that game. And teams learn and adjust throughout games, throughout the tournament, and you never know.
The losers of those games will play Saturday at 1 o'clock, our only 1 p.m. game of the week, in the 5th place game. And then we will get to the semifinals. The winner of Game 8, which is will play against Iroquois, who finished first. So that is Australia and the U.S. The winner of that, and the U.S. would love another crack.
Wouldn't you like
Iroquois.
to see that, another chance of that game?
If it is anywhere near as fun as the first one, I would love to see it. And then the second one, the 8 p.m. game Saturday, will be Canada against the winner of the other game between Poland and Israel. So again, Poland the favorites, so that'd be an interesting one. And then Sunday, we'll wrap things up with the championship round, the bronze medal game at 5 p.m. and the gold medal championship to be decided at 8 p.m. on Sunday here at the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga. Brian Shanahan, quick recap review of the day as we move forward in this World Junior Lacrosse Championship.
Well, I think it was kind of what we expected. We knew, you know, Canada against Israel. What was the final score out here?
16-2.
That's about what you expect, but it was a good showing by Israel. A pretty decent game. Our game one, what was it, the 14-10 final score? Yeah, and it was, and you know, it's kind of what you expected today. Tomorrow should be very interesting. I'm looking forward to those games.
And really competitive.
And, you know, we're all thinking it's going to be Canada and Iroquois in the gold medal game, but let's not forget U.S. lost in overtime to Iroquois.
Yeah, exactly. So that will wrap things up for Thursday here in Mississauga. I'm Stephen Stamp. Thanks for being with us at the IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We'll see you tomorrow.
There's always a little more time than